it's another 6 AM start, seeing as I only got to commute to the garage. I'm working from home today, and I've just spilt an entire cup of tea all over the floor that I've had to tidy up. But what I'm sort of focusing on at the moment, I've just taken the two exhausts off, the right hand one and the middle one. I've noticed that my engine is covered in oil all over the place, really black. And I was thinking to myself, well, where the hell's that coming from? Is it coming out of here or the oil pump? And look what I've noticed. One of my oil lines is loose. So that is where the oil's been leaking, and then as I've been driving along it's been blurting the oil out. Now luckily no damage has been achieved, but it's definitely worth checking your oil lines. So I will attempt to tighten that up, but we'll keep an eye on that moving forward, just in case that is coming loose for whatever reason. But yeah, that is a bit worrying. So I'll clean all the oil off and we'll polish all the engine up, and then we'll keep an eye on that and make sure that that doesn't come loose again. But that's a good find, because normally it's the other end that you disconnect to bleed, not this end. So how that's come loose, I don't know. I'll have to investigate further. But yeah, I've got all the microns off. They're sitting over there ready for a clean. So what I'm going to get after now is I need to start painting the frame, and we can start to make this look like it used to before. There's a couple of exhaust rings up in the port here that I'm going to pull out with the little toothpick device and then replace those, so when we put the exhaust back on we can seal it all up and we're all sealed there. But oh, and the other thing I want to do, I need to look at this area here, because this has this pin that goes in here and then the foot peg goes through, but I haven't got any rubber barriers, if you like, between the exhaust and this, and what it does is it makes the frame vibrate the hell out. On my Cornwall trip, obviously you saw the cine film of me broken down at Stonehenge. Well, we were coming back down a hill doing about, I don't know, 65, and this fell off and my rear silencers all fell down onto the floor. So I had to stop, go back up the road and pick it up. I continued on down the road, found a petrol station. I walked in there and said, oh, do you know where there's a proper garage? And they said, this is a proper garage. I said, no, one that does repairs. And they got quite offended because I said a proper garage, but I meant somewhere doing repairs. I wasn't being offensive. So they said, oh yeah, round the back. So we went round the back, Self and Jeff, and there was a bloke there working away. And we said, oh, you wouldn't have a bolt or something? We can just, yeah, no worries. He did it all, and he wouldn't take any money for it, which was really, really good. Couldn't even force any money in his hands. He said, I can't take anything for the price of the bolt. When he found out we was going back all the way to Kent, and this was probably just past Exeter on the way back, so we were sort of in Devon, he was like, oh yeah, take the bolt, just hope you get home. And yeah, when you drive down the 303, that bit of road's not in use anymore, and I quite often still look over there and remember that, because Jeff had to swerve out the road because my foot peg came bouncing down the road at him. And yeah, it's just these things happen, but you know, you get by. So again, when you're travelling, always pack some different size nuts and bolts, because I learnt that through this. So I always put some in. Doesn't matter whether they're too long, too short, or whatever, just always put a few in, because you never know when you need them. And then also, you need to pack some of these cable ties, because at worst case, I could have cable tied that on and it would have been okay. Well, it may have broken every so often, but at least I would have had something. Anyway, enough of these yarns about previous stories. Let's get on with getting this back together. Houston, we have a problem. This is going to be quite hard to do. Look, I put a tiny bit of pressure on the bolt and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning. It is not biting, so it's almost like it's stripped. Now I don't remember stripping the thread in there, so I don't know what's gone on there. So that's now got to come apart, so the oil pump's got to come off. Surely. Right, I better mark these up. See about getting this oil pump up, see what our options are for repairing it. But these things go for phenomenal amounts of money, so I've got to now repair that thread. What my options are, I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that, but shit. Oh, sorry, excuse my language. That's all I needed. Right, I've been inside and I've made myself some little left, right and middle stickers. I'm going to take the lines off and quickly wrap them around there and stick them on so I know which one goes where. But yeah, this is really not what I wanted to happen. But I'm pleased I found it, because otherwise that would have meant a bit of a seizure on the road. But I could really do without this. What with losing a bit of time with the forks. And also this concerns me, really does. Right, let me quickly get these off and get them labelled. Well, that's if this one will come off. Thinking about it, if it's stripped, will it come out? Oh, it is undoing. So I'm wondering whether I could get a longer bolt, put a washer on it so it doesn't go so far into the thread, or maybe the bolt is done. Or maybe even I might just be able to run a tap in there, clean the threads, but until we get it out we won't know. So let's get on with it. I've got you perched on large pot of paint cam. So it's amazing all these cams that I've got, isn't it? Right, let's get this out of here carefully. I really hope it's just a bolt. Oh, of course these are banjo bolts as well, aren't they? Oh, that may have something to do with it. What the hell is that? That's not good. It looks like it's ripped all the thread out. Yeah, I may have to run a tap in there, but I'm going to have a really good look in there. That's that crap, that's not good. So, where's that oil line gone? There's that one there. So, first sticker. I'm doing this, I don't know which cylinder this feeds. I'm now running out of battery. I don't know which cylinder this feeds. So let's, we're labelling this as right. So we've got left, middle, right. That's all I'm putting on here at the moment. If I can undo these little stickers. Looks like we can. Somehow, possibly, maybe. So the end's bending over, but it's not peeling off. That's handy. There we go. I'll just chuck the stickery bit on the floor. No, wait. Oh, I don't know. What is going on here? Well, they're useless. They're not even sticking. Right, hang on. I'll be back. So I've put 3 pieces of tape on there, so we know that's the right hand one. We'll crank these other 2s off. I'll do the same for those. I won't film those, and then we'll see about getting the pump off. Just going to get a quick record of this. So the one on the left hand side has got no tape on. The one in the middle has got 2 bits on, and the one on the right has got 3 on. There's a little plate that comes out, and it's got 2 prongs that go at the bottom when it goes back. I think these to hold the union on and stop them turning. Maybe that's where this one's broken off. Maybe that's what stopped it going. I don't know. But yeah, we're definitely going to have a look at this. The next thing is to get the throttle cable out, and I've got to carefully open up this channel. Should allow me to pull. Yes, it's free. Great. Right, then it's just a couple of Phillips screws, and I hope that's off. I've only got about 5 minutes, so let's see if we can get this off quick before I start work. And have a look at what's actually going on. As far as I recall, it's just these 2. Will that fit in there? No, it won't. That's too big. Brings the weight. Right, let's try this one. Will that go in there? Yeah, it's got it. Even the union that the oil pump fits into is loose. That's not good. I think it's just these 2 that hold it on. It's not coming off. I've never taken this off, to be honest with you. can't see another screw on there. So in theory, that should be coming off. But I've run out of time now, so I've got to start work. So I'll have a bit of a read up and we'll see. But actually, I'll put these screws. Right, mystery solved. On each side of each of these oil lines going into the pump, there's supposed to be one of these crush washers. This side and on the back side. I've got 4. This one only had 1 on it. And the other 2, sorry, this one only had 1 on it. And one of the other ones only had 1 on it as well. So that's why, potentially, that's probably stripped the threads, because you can tighten it too much. So I'm probably going to have to heady coil that one, which means I've got to remove the pump and drill it. But yeah, I could really do without this. So we'll try and get the pump off. I've got to remove this throttle guide here. That's got to come off. Then I've got to take the clutch cable out. Not the clutch cable, the tachometer cable, or the rev counter cable as it's known. So I'm going to take that out now. Let me do that. Right, let's get a pair of pliers on it. See if we can give it a... Oh, blimey, that's tight. As far as I know, it just screws in. Let me get a bit of leverage on it. It feels like it's caught on something. Right, I think I'm going to have to go and read the book. Maybe there's a circlip or something on there, because that is not coming out. Right, it is just that you do just twist it. What I'm going to do first of all though is, with all the oil and crap laying down in there, I'm going to clean that area up so that doesn't drop down inside where the cable goes. So I'll go and get some earbuds. We get a tiny bit of kitchen roll and something on there, and we give that a right good clean up in there, because that is pretty grim. Right, I'll get you on knee cam this time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wipe round in there with a screwdriver. Get all that crap out. Oil all the way around the edge there, because believe me, that is pretty grim. And even just doing that little bit, it's got all that out. That's pretty good. And then we can get in there with these Q-tips. Give the thing a nice clean up. Make sure that's free from any crud that can fall inside. As you can see, there's a fair bit on there. Come around this top now. It's looking pretty darn good now. So flip the tissue around the other way, get another white round. I don't think we're far off taking this out now. Oh. Okay, I think now we can get the pliers and get this little bad boy out of here. That's lovely and free now, or it was. I don't think I've ever had this out of here. Right, that's out. Alright, let's lift the cable behind. And there it is. All covered in oil. Which is now falling. There you go, it's fallen out. Right, so that's another one on. Actually, yeah, I have had this out because this was a new cable that I put in, because the other one broke. So, holding that there. Yeah, that's a new cable. Right, we can clean all these up, and I'm going to lube them as well. I'll show you how to lube them as well. So, got a piece of tissue over there. Lay that end on there. Lay that down there. That's what you're faced with down in there. So we can run a little Q-tip round in there. Give that a bit of a tidy up. A little bit cleaner down in there now. It's got a lot of crud out of there. Probably falling down over there. Right, that's looking better. A lot of oil down the bottom here as well. Yeah, that's nicely tidied up now. Right, so now that's out, the big question is, will the pump come off, or do I have to undo 2 more brackets? Which I don't think, no they're not. So this should, in theory, come off now. I've undone 2 screws there. Don't know. I've got 2 there. Is there something holding it on down the... Oh. Screws are still in, aren't they? I'll put them back in. Well, let me get both screws out. You have days like this. The big question now is, where's the screwdriver? Which is now going to hit the union here, so that means that's got to come off, doesn't it? Oh god. Right. Oh, now I'll tilt it out of the way. It's loose anyway. Looks like the whole thing's bloody loose. Now, this has got its gasket on in there, or its fibre washer, copper washer, which is there. So I'll put that on the screw, so we know that's one of those. And then somewhere here is the other one. Ugh, covered in oil, that one. It's definitely been leaking for a while, this. So it's a good job I found it, otherwise we could have experienced some serious issues with this. Has that got that washer? Yeah, that's got it. Right. So the longer of the 2 screws goes to the left. No, the longer of the 2 screws goes at the top, shorter one at the bottom. Okay, is this loose now? No, it's not. So what's holding that on now? Ah, there we are. Just needed a bit of gentle persuasion. And it's off. There we have one oil pump, which is looking rather worse for wear, so we'll get that and give that a very good clean up, and then we'll start looking at this thread issue, which is rather concerning. Yeah, right, let's get a brand new piece of kitchen roll, put the pump in there. I'll take a picture of it to show you what it looks like both back and front.